Morning everyone, how you doing? Just got my husband out the door so that way it's nice and quiet. Hopefully you can hear me good. And let's get started. Happy Friday. Alright, so last week I shared a couple of cards and it was my birthday, so I didn't do a video. I decided not to. Okay, anyway, this is one of the cards I showed. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about stencils today. We have lots of stencils. So in the core catalog, you will see 12 by 12 stencils. And I will show you, I actually made that one. And then there are regular A2 and slimline. And then we have a special that has even more stencils. So, and you see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So you get all three, all three, all three, all three. This one you get all three, and this one you get all three. So this is a jumble of stuff, and you can see right here, that's the one I used. Oh, I forgot to make sure that I'm on camera. Hold on 1 second. Let me get that up and running on my computer. And there we are. Okay, hold on 1 more second. Okay, good. Looks like you can pretty much see me. All right, and as always, thank you for shopping with me. So these are just, stencils that are, and I just put a piece of 12 by 12 back here so I can see what they are, and if there's any little pieces that might snag, it keeps them a little bit better. So this is the brick that I used for this card. And then I also took, and hopefully you can see this, let me see, pull this out a little bit. This one wow, the glare is terrible. How about there? Right there. You can see the little, I don't know what you call those, star things. Those are right there. Okay. So that's a 12 by 12. This is a pack 2. Where am I going to put that? Out of the way. And that one is $14.95 for 3 12 by 12s. And then I used, let me find it. It's here somewhere. You wouldn't believe all the stuff I have just stashed off of camera range. I'm desperately searching. Where did it go? Here's the card. Alright. Oh, it's right in front of my face. Hello, just off camera. So this is the one that I use, the Celebrate. And this is the card one. This is pack number 1, which is over here. And it is $7.95 for 3 of them. So lots of words, and you can do that. You could do the whole thing. You could cut something out of it. On and on and on. So that's the first one. Okay? And then I just added some balloons and happy birthday to it and kitty cornered it. Cut it off kind of on a weird angle, but there you go. Alright. So that's the first one, because I have more to show you. And let's see, where to go next. Let's show you this one. So this is the other one that I had listed, and this is cut off from there. But wouldn't this be cute to put Merry Christmas on, a little, or something? So even your little pieces, or a little banner, you could cut it off here and make a little pennant out of it and hang it on something. So be mindful of your scraps. And then this is the stamp set I use, Z7066. This is current. And this looks a little weird, but how this works is when you stamp on here, it gives you little registration lines as to where to put your bow. And it's kind of a, I don't know, it's kind of a different present for us. It's kind of like so if you stacked them all up and stuff and hide the one side, then it would look like a wrapped package. I don't know. I like them. Okay? And this bow is actually out of this paper. This one's just cardstock. The rest of it's just cardstock. And you'll notice that I stamped on it. I cut it out in the jade, and then I stamped it with jade. So it's the light side of jade with jade full strength ink, and then my cardstock on top. But you'll notice that you can punch it out, you can stamp it, and then you can stamp another layer on top of it, and then your bow. So there's lots of different ways to do it. You can just use the thin cut, you can use either one of these, or you can layer these. Bow or no bow, do what you want to do. Okay? So that's that one, and I will get to the stenciling, I promise. And that's what we're going to do now. Alright, so I have just a piece of, what is this? This is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So regular A2 card size. Alright. And this one, hold on one sec. I'm going to bring in my journey. And not that one. This one. So this one I haven't separated yet. That goes there. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to get stuff lined up. Okay. So this one does not go in that one. Okay. Sorry. There's so much on my desk right now. You would not believe it. Okay, so this stencil goes with, get that out of the way. This stencil goes with this stencil pack, which is a card front, but, and I don't know how I'm going to show you. Here we go. Okay, this has small lines. This one that goes with it has fat lines. Okay, and we're going to use the small lined one. There again, I just put a piece of paper so you can see it. And then the slim line has the thin lines and the fat lines. Okay, this one is item number CC. That means it's a special. 9239, and it's the plaid. And the special is right here. It's Say It With Style, and I got the instructions off of online. And, okay, here's something that I try and tell everyone. While the catalog is live, the instructions are live. This is a special. Go and onto my website, throw it in the cart, go to the cart, and it will say download guide. You can click on that and see it, but either print it or save it to your computer so that way you can have it for later. Because this one in particular not only tells you how to make all these cards, oh, the sun's coming in, but it also tells you and how to cut the paper, but it also walks you through how to do the background, how to use the stencils, okay? And that is the Say It With Style, and there's all different ways you can do it. Here's the 2 stencils. I haven't shown you this one yet. There's lots of stamps to go with it. There it is, so you can buy everything separately, or there are card kits that you can buy. Card kits you can buy. Card kits you can buy. And a scrapbook. No, that's card kits. It's all card kits. It's because it's for September, which is National Stamping Day. Okay? And you can also see that on my website again, and look at the top, either new stuff or under the promo for this month, specials for this month. You can see that. Okay? Put that there. Get that out of the way. I know. It's a lot, isn't it? Alright. And I told you we're using that. So let's get down to our stencil. Alright. So I put a piece of tape, and I'm going to add another piece of tape. And this one I had to do 3 times before I figured out what to do. So I am just going to put it in the middle. Okay? Let's make sure that it's straight. Put it right there, because we want this to fade as it goes up. And I'm going to put another piece. This is just, whatever you have for tacky, low tack tape. And I'm going to be using Journey today. And I believe it was Chris that gave me this nice idea, very cool idea of popping it off in your ink pad so you save the ink instead of just on a piece of paper. Great idea. All right, so for this to work, you start down there, down at the bottom, and as you go up, you don't do the whole thing, okay? You've got to blend it off. So you're dark here, and you just kind of blend it off there, all right? Then we're going to take it, and I hopefully will remember it. And we're going to move it down. We want the longest ones, okay? All right, see how I'm in between those other ones? We're going to tape it off again, way up high, and down here, so I have something to hold on to. Okay, same thing. Start lightly, most of your color down there, and fade it off as you go up the stencil, okay? All right, then we're going to take this off again, and your fingers are going to get yucky, so have something to wipe them on. And we're going to turn this over. Now, mostly I'm keeping the lines of where the stencil ends to the edge of my cardstock underneath, okay? And again, we want to really make sure that we stay down. And we're going to, this bottom part can be there, can be all of it, but this one, I just want to kind of fade it off. Don't go all the way up, just fade it off as we go. Always start at the bottom where we want it darker and fade it off. One more time. And see how I didn't fade it off? I didn't stop short of the end of it, but it looks a little better here and here. Let's try a little harder. It's hard to keep that concept in mind when you're doing it. Let me see. There we go. Okay. All right. So just go slow. Okay? So don't go all the way up to the top. You want it really light down up there. Okay. So we're just going to do a little here and a little here. Just barely going to get any up there. Barely get any on here. Take a lot of that off. Just barely. Barely. We just want a shadow, basically. I can't say barely enough. Alright, and these are easiest, the stencil itself, the stencil itself is easiest to wash off under the sink. Just run it under the sink. Alright, it's not my best, but you know, it is what it is. The more you play with it, the easier it will get. And I'm just sticking that on the water. So it's meant to fade off, and it really shouldn't have been, it's too straight across the top there, but that's okay. On this card, you can see that it kind of comes up a little bit past, and a little bit, it does this. It does this a little more, okay? But, you know, I'm on camera, I'm a little nervous, kind of hurried. But that's how you do that, okay? Let me show you the card I made again. So, this is the card that I made. So I did my blue, a journey. Let me show you the stamp set. This is the special, Say It With Style. And this one is It's Your Birthday, CC9237. I love that everything has a thin cut. Here's where I got that happy birthday on the first one. First card. So, something I wanted to tell you about here. I also used the Journey sequins. Pretty, pretty. Aren't those pretty? And there's lots of different colors in there. There's kind of a creamy, almost not quite French vanilla, but not quite white either. And there's a couple, 2 or 3 different colors of the Journey in there. Really pretty. And I also used the Journey shimmer brush. And in case you don't know, I have a spray box, so that way nothing else gets stained. And it was a fairly new one, so I pushed it a little too much to get it started, so I put the excess there. But look how pretty my box is. And so I just usually take my bone folder or my scissors, take the lid off, and just tap, 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 and move it around. And that's how you do that on there. Get rid of that box. And then the other thing is the happy birthday. I did it in the Journey and black, and I liked it better in black. And so the one that was the Journey one, I just glued to the bottom, so it was a little bit thicker. And then I put some foam tape to raise it up. On the balloons, I did one of each, kind of spreading the colors around because I got the black back here. So you need 3, 1, 2, 3, and several. So on the balloons, I just put a little foam tape up at the top, and the stars just has a little foam tape there, but the rest of it is just glued down. Add your pretties. I like to cluster them around, but I am kind of doing a triangle too. And then the splatters on the background. Okay? And I'll take pictures of these so you can see them. And then, like I said, I tried this 3 times before I figured out how to do it. And this one looks better than this one. But I said, well, what else can we do with that? So I took my one that didn't work so well, and I cut something out of it that was, and this is from the last catalog. I hope that you have it because I bought it just for that. I love the leaves and stuff, but I bought it for that. So I punched that out, and then I also punched from this set the present and the balloon. Okay? So then we've got all this texture, if you will, or patterning going on, right? And the card I came up with was this one. So this is not the circle from inside there, it's just a 2-inch circle. And I did like 3 of them and then glued it down. I went around the edge with some black. Again, I'm spreading the black. And this I just hand drew. I didn't want to stamp the solid stamp on top of here. I wouldn't have liked it in black, and I wouldn't have liked it in Journey. And the same with the present. Had I looked, I probably would have picked a different one. But see, this one is solid. But, so I just took my little Le Pen, the black Le Pen, and I just drew where stuff would be. So let me hold that up for you to see. And I haven't been looking. Hopefully I've been. And I added some more sequins. And you'll notice that it's kind of sparse around the out. It's mostly I random stamped around the back. But I love how that gives it so much texture. Wouldn't you agree? Okay, so that's that. So the stencils, I pulled out the other one that is from the Say It With Style card front, and this one is Quadrant. It's CC 92310, and that's from the Say It With Style. And this one has these kind of patterns. Isn't that interesting? And I haven't really looked at the instructions. I just kind of did my own thing. So what I did was I did 1, then I flipped it over. Actually, I did 1, and I don't see where my 2 is. The 2 should have been there, so then I did 2. So if you look at it like this, I did 1, and then I did 2. See if I can get those stacked up. And then I took number 1 and flipped it over, and then number 2 and flipped it over. And I don't quite have it right yet, so I will play with it some more. But there is all 4 of these in this one pack. So you get A2 size or slimline, and this is what I got. It's not quite right because if you look at the instructions, and I didn't quite understand them, so I'm going to have to go back and look again. Let's see. Where is it? Right here. So, if you look down here, you can see it's supposed to have a curve now and then to it. And mine kind of do, but they're not quite lined up. So, I'm going to have to go back and play with that. This was just my first try at it, if you will. But I thought it was kind of cool. And this is, believe it or not, this is Jade, that dark green, that's a new color, and Royal, which is that really dark purple. But sponged, it's very pretty. Wouldn't you agree? Somebody tell me yeah. So I don't know, I'm going to play with this, and I might do one of the cards. There's a card on the front here that it cuts out 3 circles and puts it down. So I thought this might be cool to cut out some circles and see what we get. So there's that one. Okay, what next to talk to about is this one. Now this is that 12 by 12 stencils that are a little different, if you will. Okay, so, and I'm going to put this behind here, so hopefully this will show better. All right. So think of this stencil as 4 quadrants. 1, 2, 3, 4. You do this in one color. And if you're doing the whole 12 by 12 sheet, you would do this a color, this a color, this a color, this a color. So each quadrant would get its own color. Then you would turn it and do those same colors again. Turn it, same colors. Turn it, same colors. And what you get is your own gorgeous, and I believe it went like this, background paper. What do you think? Aren't those pretty? So this is using Scarlet, Candy Apple, Jade, and Limeade. And I'll hold that up a little bit closer. But isn't that pretty? And wouldn't this be pretty in like a strip on a card or a square that you maybe put a little circle on? I mean, I could just think of tons of stuff. You could cut this flower out. Would be pretty. So, there are lots of stencils. There are lots of stencils to play with. I will probably do another stencil one and see how I can twist it a little bit more and do something a little bit more out of it. If you want me to show you how these work, I can pick another one, but I don't want to be too long. This other one in this 3-pack has stars. Hopefully you can see some of those. Oh, let me take it out of here. The glare is just awful for me, so I can imagine it's awful for you. It's still going to be slightly glary. And you can see my ring light, but there's nothing I can do about that. I'll turn this one off and see if that helps any. Let's see. Not really. Let's turn it that way. There. Maybe that helps. Okay. So there's different patterns of stars, which I saw somebody do it, and so I think these end up in here or something, which is really pretty. And then this is a bunch of circles, and I know from watching, again, it's the 4 sections, right? Oh, there's a piece of stencil, extra stencil on there. I know from watching, another girl said this has to make 4 sections to make one of these. So you would keep your eye on that. That would be your tip for that one. Okay? So you look through the catalog and the stencils, and if I have it, I will show you, and maybe this will be a bonus, and this will be a bonus. And I will make something for you. So, again, cards today, my goodness, I got a mess over here, are number 1, number 2, no, let's make that 3 and 4. So, do you like? Let me see if you can see that. Oh, stuff everywhere. You should see the rest of my desk. I'm not kidding. All right, card number 1, card number 2, card number 3, card number 4. Which one is your favorite? Let's put that light up a little bit. And I'll leave it here so you can take a picture without all this other stuff in the way. Again, thank you for shopping with me. I appreciate it. There we go. That's class today. I hope you have a great weekend and a wonderful next week. And I will see you next Friday or maybe at card class on Monday. Bye, everybody.